Captain's Log 5435.4. The Antyllus is moored at Repair Base 145 for full examination after 2 years out in the field. Systems will be upgraded, including the shield, to better suit her prototype status. I'm proud of all we accomplished so far, and I'm looking forward to resuming our mission. Most of the crew is on leave at this time, taking advantage of the downtime. Enter. Well, I see you shaved again. Can't make up your mind?
I'm regretting it already. I can't wait to grow the damn thing back again.
Well, what can I do for you, Doctor?
I'm good. What's that you're reading, anyway?
It's an old book. A murder mystery. A gift from Natalie. It was one of her favorites. I don't know. I'm trying to get into it, but I'm having a hard time concentrating. Set in the year 2018. I don't think it's historically accurate, though. But Natalie sure loves it.
So how you feeling these days?
I'm having good days and bad. When it's bad, I'm wondering if this is the end for me. This poison in my system likes to remind me now and then that it exists. The worst thing is how heavily it weighs on my mind, like a shadow, never giving me a moment's peace. I don't suppose you came here with good news? A cure, perhaps?
No, but I have a visitor you may be interested in. He's waiting for you in briefing room number 2.
Who is it?
Let's just call it a surprise.
Cousin Ulysses, what in the name of all the Druladanian gods are you doing here?
Since when is it so incredible to visit a family member?
I know, but it's been so long. It's good to see you, cousin.
And you as well.
Now, what are you doing here? And, no excuses, the truth.
To the point, like your father, I've had a dream.
And you've come all the way out here to tell me about it. You know there are faster ways.
The dream was about you, is about you. For the considerable time, the dream has haunted me. It's always the same.
Dolores, don't tell me you're here because of a dream.
It doesn't matter that you subscribe to the nature of the dream. They're always accurate, and they tell me that you're in trouble.
What kind of trouble?
The worst. Your very soul is in peril.
There's no need to worry. I'm fine.
Don't waste what little time we have with lies. I can see you're ill. Call it family intuition if you need a reason. Your physical body is one thing. However, I'm here to see about your soul.
Despite having an open mind, at heart, I'm a scientist. The concept of a soul has never sat right with me. But I appreciate your concern. I really do. What makes you think my soul is in trouble?
The soul is only partly connected to this realm of existence. Only through dreams can it link through reality to let its needs be known. Like all living things, it requires nourishment and love.
And your dream tells you I'm in trouble?
I know what you're implying by your tone. No, There's nothing that I can hold in my hand to say there it is. But that changes nothing. The trouble is real. There's only one thing that matters. What are you going to do about it?
So, Klaus, been promoted to captain already?
Yes, Starfleet finally got around to it. Actually, I'm just manning the store while Captain Banner's negotiating a treaty with the Stoldes.
That might prove to be challenging, as the Stolves have a reputation of being difficult.
Their homeworld has a lot of natural pergium, from what I've heard in the first contact reports.
Exactly, but I know the captain. Everything will go fine. So, how are my little upgrades performing?
I was informed that you would be among the first to know regarding this matter. Are you not aware of the test results?
Of course I'm aware, but are they useful in an intense situation is what I want to know.
Well, I, for one, believe in your work, Klaus. Your redesign of the shield systems should work under maximum duress, if our simulations are accurate.
We now have a much-needed self-feeding system. Power is generated through the engines, diverted through the shields, and the excess is diverted right into the weapons generators.
I must point out that although field tests have been favorable, it has yet to be tested in actual battle.
The new system will hold, and they might even be used in future starships.
I find your confidence interesting.
As I find your skepticism, Tizrak.
I'll keep detailed notes and send them to you as our mission allows. But we may be gone a long while, from what I'm hearing.
Yes, I look forward to it.
Emergency message coming from the captain.
What's all, Lieutenant?
Close! Close!
Yes, what is the captain?
We're under fire. We need force support, now!
Understood. And scan for enemy targets on the surface and open fire.
That might prove to be challenging.
No, just another day here on the Eagle. Cut communication. Auf Wiedersehen.
I wonder what our typical days will be like.
It is illogical to speculate on such matters.
So you say.
I heard about Northline. A terrible shame. You don't want that happening to you.
Happening to me? Do you really think I could be that monstrous?
You seek proof? There it is. Only a man with a poisoned soul could have committed so many acts of atrocity.
Be that as it may. But I don't see what you need me to do. But knowing you, I know there is a plan. There is a plan, isn't there?
As a member of the planetary religious sect, I have arranged a visit to the ancient temple of Iatessa. I'm sure you could appreciate how difficult it was for me. But your situation warranted such a serious action.
Iatessa? The Temple of Visions? I thought only the Eosin monks were allowed inside. It's incredible. But I'm not going.
You're only a sector away from our home world, Walt. This is fate telling you to go to the temple. Receive the vision. Get some answers. And save your soul, man.
But what if I don't have any visions? What then?
I took the liberty of bringing the family Japin. You must wear it at all times at the temple. Do not take it off. To do so would result in your immediate execution. The monks are very serious about following the sacred traditions. My contact, one of the elder rulers, will meet you at the gateway. His name is Coruscant. He will see you safely inside. But take note, there is no talking on the grounds in the temple. You will be guided inside and left to explore alone. What happens after that may determine the rest of your life.
I'll have to clear it with Starfleet Command. If they say no...
They won't. I took the liberty of calling in some favors. The answer is yes, if you're willing to go.
Very well, cousin. I'll take the journey, for whatever it's worth.
Good man. I knew you'd have the courage, Holt. I'm very proud of you.
Welcome to the Alpha Druidan system. As we approach the fourth planet, we would like to remind all our passengers to take their belongings with them upon our arrival. We hope you enjoy your planetary visit and make memories for a lifetime.
I approached the temple, not knowing what to expect. And I have to ask myself, other than family duty, why am I doing this? Since I lost my Natalie, my purpose is gone, and I feel rudderless, just going through the motions. Maybe Northon, in poisoning me, has bestowed a great favor. At least the end is in sight.
Who's the victim? Other than a name, Natalie Roberts. Why do I feel I should know who this is? We'll know soon enough. To me, she's just another victim crying out for justice. I don't know. I got quite a feeling on this one. Let's get there already. Jeez. What do you think, there's warp drive on this baby?
What's the story, Burke?
Natalie Roberts. No marks on the body, but we did find a note.
Note?
Yeah, it's in her pocket. It says, if anything happens to her, this is who's to blame.
And who was indicated?
That part of the note's missing. It's torn out.
Well, that's very dramatic. How serious do we take this note anyway? What are we looking at? Deliberate poison? Who's the person named in case of death?
Mrs. Marie Clayton.
As in the president of Clayton Industries? Great. Just great.
Natalie was one of our best workers, but a troubled girl. Troubled.
Why do you say that, Mrs. Clayton?
Well, Natalie saw conspiracy wherever she looked. She was convinced that our company was involved in unsavory politics that didn't care about people of the world. But nothing could be farther from the truth.
Sounds like you knew her well. What unsavory political groups are we talking about here?
Well, we deal with Washington very often. We have to follow regulations, and I like to work with the government as much as I can. Our company develops software for security systems, and sometimes that means rubbing elbows with those who financially support us. I didn't know Natalie that well, Detective. It's just that I like to know a little something about everyone who works for me.
In a company this big, it's pretty impressive.
We're a family here, Detective Allen. Families sometimes have conflicts and disagreements, but nothing serious.
I would call murder very serious.
I don't believe Natalie's death has anything to do with our company, Detective.
That remains to be seen, Mrs. Clayton.
The disagreements were just office politics. Natalie was ambitious, and sometimes people can feel tense when competition heats up. She had high standards and expected everyone else to be the same. I reward that in my staff. Well, if there's nothing more, I should be getting back to work.
One more thing. We'd like to see Natalie's office space and computer.
Of course.
So, partner, any luck chasing down those other leads?
No luck so far.
No. Hey, look, you had to try. I'm almost ready to be picked up. Yeah, nothing here of use. If it was an inside job, they've covered their tracks, I'm sure.
What if Natalie discovered something that would threaten the company? She was in a position to oversee sensitive information, after all.
I guess. But what would be worth killing her for? It's pretty extreme and messy. There would have to be a reason. Paper trail or proof of some kind. Maybe Natalie threatened to blow the whistle? Why would you put yourself in such danger?
Maybe she wanted a lot of money to keep silent. Blackmail.
Good a theory as anything. But we need proof. You know, a name keeps showing up.
What is it?
Maybe nothing, but Christopher Dean.
Do you think he's involved?
Let's ask him. Mr. Dean, a moment of your time.
Who are you?
Detective Allen, this is Detective Miles. Can you ask me some questions?
Is this about Natalie Roberts? I was expecting you guys the minute I found out.
Oh, really? And why is that?
Because she said if she was murdered, someone like you would show up. I can't believe she was right about everything. Natalie left me something to give to you.
Do you know what trouble Natalie was involved in?
No, she wouldn't tell me. She said it was for my protection. But she left this for the authorities.
Well.
What's on it?
I don't know.
You never looked to see what's on it?
No, I was curious, of course, to be honest. I thought Natalie was being a little paranoid. I had no idea this was for keeps.
That flash drive could be the key to this whole thing. Why don't you come down to the precinct with us and we'll have a look at it?
I told you, I don't know anything about this.
We've got to get that flash drive.
too old for this. How did this kid outrun us?
Who was that kid?
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put a dispatch out, put a report on her. Someone's gonna spot her. If we can't catch the kid, we'll let the kid come to us.
She's got the flash drive. She's got all the evidence.
Well, you know who had it first? Christopher Dean. Let's go talk to him. Come on. Unbelievable. Mr. Dean has split the scene. You know, I'm wondering if he was working with that kid. But that begs the obvious question.
Why?
So Natalie gives Chris Dean a flash drive. He doesn't look at it, but he carries it with him at all times?
Strange. Do we believe him? And what about that kid?
You're thinking that they're working together? Maybe. Unless that kid stole it on the spur of the moment.
That's still crazy. Just think about it. 3 adults standing around and talking. One pulls out a flash drive, the kid spots it immediately and then decides to steal it.
I'm not one for coincidences. Well, we called it in. Let's hope our description is enough for someone to spot him. And we have a patrol car parked near Dean's house. So when he arrives, they'll let us know.
Other than Christine, did Natalie have any family or friends she might confide in?
Let's find out.
Can I help you?
I'm Detective Miles. This is Detective Allen. We're here to talk to you about Natalie Roberts.
Natalie? Something happened to her?
I'm afraid she's dead.
It's horrible. I can't believe she's dead.
Did Natalie tell you anything about what her job entailed? Any gossip regarding her workplace and its employees?
Not really. I mean, we spoke about many things. But oddly enough, she rarely spoke about work.
What about the people she worked with? Any friendships beyond the job?
She mentioned her boss, Mrs. Clayton. Now that I think about it, I think there was another friend, Steve Lennon. But he didn't work with her. I think he was a reporter or a writer. I'm not really sure.
Were they dating?
I don't think so. I mean, if they were, she never told me about it. And that would be something that we would share with each other.
Any reason why Natalie was so secretive with her life?
It's funny you should say that. Before she started working for Clayton Industries, she was never like that. She would talk about everything. I just figured as she got older, she got more guarded. Didn't feel like sharing as much. I didn't want to pry.
Is there anything you could tell us that might help us to solve her murder? Anything out of the ordinary that you noticed about Natalie?
Her mood did worsen in the last couple of months. I could tell there was something bothering her, but I couldn't figure it out. I just figured she was overworked and tired. Aren't we all from time to time? I never dreamed she was in real danger. My God, what a nightmare. Poor Natalie.
We need to talk to Steve Lennon.
Detective, this is Jim Graham, the assistant to the chief medical examiner, Dr. Talbot. He wanted me to give you a preliminary report on Natalie Roberts. Early test results are in. Blood of the victim showed a concentration of approximately 4 micrograms cyanide per millimeter.
Cyanide poisoning. Something she ate or drank?
More than likely. Although if she inhaled a form of cyanide, HCN, it would be more rapid. Anything above 270 parts per million would lead to a quick death.
Okay, keep me in the loop.
Doc, thanks for getting back to me so quickly.
You're very welcome, Detective. Thank you.
I got the gist. Poisoning it is. Mr. Lennon, have you always been a reporter?
Indeed. It's my life's calling, if you will.
So, you never worked as an employee of Clayton Industries, huh?
I've heard of them, of course, but no, I've never worked for them.
What can you tell us about Natalie Roberts?
Who told you I knew her?
We have our sources.
That's supposed to be my line.
Well, Mr. Lennon, this is a murder investigation after all, so anything you could tell us is going to be of paramount importance.
What was your relationship with Miss Roberts? Were you more than friends?
Detective, there are all kinds of relationships. I've known people who become obsessed with someone to the point where it derails their life. Others fight, and to them that's a form of love.
So which one describes you?
Neither. I was making a point.
I suggest you take our questions seriously. Were you more than friends with Natalie?
We were just friends. Actually, we were co-workers on my secret assignment.
A secret assignment, huh? Explain yourself, Mr. Lennon.
I'm a freelance reporter. In my line of work, you tend to hear things on the street. Rumors. Some so crazy that they're true.
It applies to our line of work as well.
The rumor was hinting that Clayton Industries had invented a computer virus so dangerous it would be a game changer.
I take it you decided to follow up on this virus rumor?
I did, and I had an advantage. My friend Natalie Roberts worked at Clayton Industries.
And just like that, Natalie decided to give you the information you were seeking?
Well, it wasn't exactly like that, Detective. Under the pretense of visiting a friend at work, I did a little snooping around, especially when Natalie stepped away from her desk for a few minutes.
Not a very friendly act, Mr. Lennon.
I'm always on the job. Anyway, Natalie caught me, and I learned enough to convince her there was a huge story to be written. She asked me to wait until she outed the bad guys, and then she would provide full access to me exclusively.
Slow down a minute, buddy. Who are these bad guys she was going to out?
She wouldn't tell me at that moment.
Let's back up even further. What was the project that Natalie was working on?
A security virus named Antyllus. But it wasn't an average virus. This one could penetrate every type of computer system. There wasn't a single security system in the world that this virus couldn't bypass and infect.
In the hands of the wrong people, a lot of damage could be done. Is that it?
You don't know the half of it. The whole world was in peril. Banks, government, both military and civilian, were now vulnerable to attack.
Assuming that this is not an exaggeration, why would Clayton Industries create such a thing?
Why don't we ask the co-creator of the project?
How can I help you, gentlemen?
Miss Abrams, we need some information about the Antyllus virus.
Please, call me Julie. As I'm certain you're aware of the specifications on Antyllus are classified, and I don't have the authority to reveal...
We're not interested in state secrets, Julie.
We need general information. Who created the virus? You?
I am one of the creators, yes. I was instructed to have a virus that can punch its way through anything, and then rewrite the security systems so complete access was then possible for anyone who used it.
Why would the company create something like this?
Clayton Industries didn't know about Antyllus because you created it on company time secretly. Naturally, it would make sense if you had a cure to stop the virus. It's very clever. You create the problem, then offer a solution to the affected business for a lot of money. This Antyllus virus had to remain top secret at all costs.
It's an interesting theory, but it's not one that I can substantiate.
Miss Abrams, this is a serious investigation. If you hinder our efforts, there are going to be serious consequences. You're in a lot of trouble. Just don't make it worse for yourself.
Maybe I should check with the company lawyer.
Before you do that, just give me a moment. You said you were one of the creators. How many others are involved with this project?
Just one other. His name is Christopher Dean.
Did you know that Natalie Roberts found out what you were working on?
Chris knew. I didn't until later on. I had nothing to do with her death. If you'll cut me a deal, I'll tell you something relevant. Chris got sloppy, and Mrs. Clayton herself found out about us. Chris threatened to blackmail her by using Antyllus on our business partners. So Clayton agreed for the company's sake not to stop us and to pay a hefty amount to make it go away. Then Chris got greedy and wanted even more money. Natalie figured it out. And Chris knew she was going to blow the whistle on us all, outside of the company.
Where is Christine now?
He's supposed to meet with Clayton to work everything out once and for all.
When and where?
You know what I want. Oh, you know. Come on. You know what I want. You know what I want. You know what? Get over here. Get over here.
You think you got something? You know.
Oh, you know what I got.
Take it easy, Mrs. Clayton. Nobody has to get hurt.
Don't! Or he gets it.
There. We're unarmed. Take it easy.
I want you to confess everything to them, right now. These detectives will be my witnesses. Tell them what you did to my company, now.
All right, I was blackmailing you for money, okay?
And what else? Tell them.
I stole the Antyllus project. I threatened to sell it to Northon, unless you paid me.
And when I did pay you, what did you do then?
I asked for more money. Satisfied?
It was worse than that, wasn't it, Dean? We know you arranged to give the project to the security chief of Northon. We have them in custody. And we recovered the flash drive with the original codes on it.
That flash drive was the key. I followed you the first time you met Dean. I was hoping I could learn the whereabouts of that drive. Imagine my surprise when he took it out and held it out to you. I had my daughter snatch it away. But when I opened it...
There was nothing on it.
It was a fake. Dean held on to the original.
Of course I did. I figured it would throw you off track. I was hoping it would be enough to keep suspicion away. And when that Clayton kid stole it in front of you, I figured I was in the clear at last.
Why did you kill Natalie Roberts?
She discovered what I was doing and my plans to sell the project. When I offered her some money to look the other way, she refused. I knew she would report me. Her behavior gave it away. She never thought I would end her.
We all know about the cyanide, where you got it from and how you used it.
A simple matter of lacing her food. She had to go, don't you understand? But an opportunity like this only comes up once in a lifetime. I could always make another friend, so she had to go. I wiped out her files on a computer, which triggered some alarm, and Miss Clayton found out about it. When she approached me, I played the hand I was dealt. I told her if anything happened to me, any accident befell me, if I was arrested, there were plans in place to give the project to Northon.
You blackmailed her, Dean.
I knew no matter how many times I paid him, he would sell the project to Northon anyway. It would ruin everyone, especially me. He didn't care that in the wrong hands, Antyllus would compromise our whole country, maybe the world.
It's not my fault your company invented this project. You were asking for trouble the minute you created it. Why shouldn't I make some money?
Shut up! It wasn't your money to make. I just wanted my project back. Lives and property were at risk all over the world.
Don't believe her, detectives. She doesn't care about the world or anyone else for that matter. She just cares about herself and her profits.
How dare you!
You'll never stop me. I'll always find somebody to sell it to. And you'll never know how many copies I've made of your precious Antyllus. Sooner or later, I'll make my deal, and there's nothing you can do about it. Your life is over. There's no coming back from this scandal.
That may be true, but the same goes for you.
No!
Drop it. Think of your daughter.
I've always believed actions have consequences. I'm prepared to pay in full.
That was a good decision, Mrs. Clayton.
Detective Allen, take care of my girl. Room 247.
I understand. It's okay. We're here for you. Your mother sent us.
Yeah, I can see. It took a lot for it to get through. People in power, living in a bubble of their own making. What a waste.
The case of the murder virus. She had it all, then nothing. Only she trusted us. Come to us sooner. Maybe all of this could have been prevented.
Sounds like Miles is getting anxious.
Come on, partner. We gotta get going.
Shame about Miss Clayton. Proof that you can't control everything. All you can do is live in the moment. Plan for what can be planned, and roll with the punches.
You're a regular philosopher.
Let me add something. How you live is connected to the cards you're dealt. Do you fold, or do you go all in? There are people by outside appearances have it all, and still end themselves. And others who have nothing materially, but the whole universe inside. They truly live and have everything. Which one are you, Detective Allen?
Maybe I'm a little bit of both. What do I know? I'm just trying to do some good while I'm still around.
A noble cause. Forgive the past and live for what remains, eh?
I think I understand. I truly do. I'll take this, excuse me.
I never would have thought it possible, but I've reclaimed a part of myself I thought was dead forever. 247. 247. Of course. Now it all makes sense. I need to talk with Dr. Miles. Although I know I am slowly dying from the poison still, it no longer controls my every thought. In fact, I've given myself a new mission, to live my remaining days with as much vigor and humor and energy as I can muster. I owe it to Natalie to keep my promise, to tell my stories, and to laugh once more, until that is no longer possible.